Hey everybody, it's Ray Brewer here with another Prep Sports Now, a Las Vegas Sun podcast. And this could be the last football podcast of the year. It's the state championship week or state championship weeks because it's split this year. Saturday, we've got the Class 3A championship game, Slam Nevada from right here in Las Vegas against Truckee from northern Nevada/California border, and in the Class 5A Division III, the Legacy Longhorns, North Las Vegas represent against the Galena Grizzlies at UNR, that Division III football stadium up at Reno. That's Saturday, and then we go Tuesday, all day Tuesday at Allegiant Stadium. Looking forward to that because it's awesome, right? I mean, $2 billion stadium hosting a bunch of high school games, but the schedule is starting at 9 a.m. Lake Mead Christian Academy going for their first state championship. In the 2A, they're playing Pershing County. 12:20, Faith Lutheran against Bishop Manogue, Class 5A Division II. Going to be a good game. Then we go Class 4A, Centennial taking on Sunrise Mountain, 3:40. And the nightcap, closing the day strong, the Liberty Patriots against the Bishop Gorman Gales, 18-day layoff for the, I like to call it the large school championship. Gorman wins. They're theoretically the mythical national champions. We know Liberty's beaten them before, 2019. Could they do it again? We discuss all that and more right now on another Prep Sports Now podcast. Love talking high school football with everybody. Really appreciate all the listeners, the folks that download us, the folks that talk about it. And I'm fired up. I'm going to start with the Gorman Liberty game. And I was talking to my guy, Case Kiefer, not here, but we were talking earlier today. If Gorman and Liberty played 100 times, how many times would Liberty beat Gorman? Would it be less than 10, less than 15, less than 5? Only a handful of times. What I'm trying to say is that Gorman is a heavy favorite, but Liberty has a fighter's chance. Anything could happen. We saw Shadow Ridge kind of alter what they not alter what they do, but do what they do. And they controlled the clock. They ran clock. And they only were trailing 7-3 at halftime, ended up losing still by 4 touchdowns. Is Liberty going to get out of what they do to play Bishop Gorman, right? Because if Liberty goes and runs its stuff and Gorman goes and runs its stuff, we know Gorman's going to win and probably win big. But will Liberty try to shorten the game a little bit, control the clock? I've always said that those misdirection rushing attacks, whether it was Arbor View during the Dan Barnson era, or what we saw with Shadow Ridge, or even Palo back in the day, I thought those teams had the best opportunities to beat Gorman because they shortened the game. But then if you play Gorman and they take you out of what you do well, that just shows how good they are. So I have no insight to what Liberty's doing. I don't know if they're going to try to shorten the game. I don't know if they're going to try to approach it the same way they do. But no matter what Liberty does, they've got to stop the Gorman offense. Micah Alejado, his last game for Bishop Gorman. And let me tell you about this kid this year. You can't make these stats up. These are Nintendo numbers. In 10 games, he's attempted 169 passes, 130 completions. That's a 77% completion rate. Think about that. 77% completion, 32 touchdown passes, no interceptions. So he has not thrown an interception all year. Think about that. Not one interception all year. Very, 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 very impressive. And of course, last year when he was the Gatorade Player of the Year, he had 3,500 yards, 54 touchdowns, completed 75% of his passes. Just a great quarterback. He's going out on top, theoretically. Gorman has had some great Cigna callers over the years. Anu Solomon kind of got it started in modern era, right? Modern era. But Anu Solomon, four state titles, followed by Randall Cunningham Jr., followed by Tate Martell, right? Followed by DTR, who's with the Browns in the NFL, right? Followed by Micah Bowings, and now Micah Halahado. Many of those guys put up some gaudy numbers, but only Tate Martell's won a national championship. He's got 3 of them, sophomore, junior, and senior seasons, right? And I guess Gorman's number 1 in some polls. If they win today, if they win again, they're the national champions. So going to be tough to kind of slow those guys down between, Alahado and Elijah Lofton and Devon Rice and Micah Campana, who's committed to Michigan. Audric Harris, the wide receiver, who's going to Arizona. He's got 1,000 yards receiving, 12 touchdowns this year. The Gales, they've got some weapons. Make no doubt about it. They're going to score at will, and we saw it the first time Gorman and Liberty played. Every time Gorman got the ball, they got on the field, they were able to score. And I get it, this was the first time they've played in the regular season, and Liberty wasn't going to show much. They were saving it for this game. They've had 18 days to get ready. Not sure how the layoff's going to impact either team, right? I know that last year when Gorman got to play in that Geico Bowl game, they had a similar layoff, so they're probably a little more intimate with it. But how could Gorman slow down? How could Liberty slow down Gorman? That's the question of the day. Can it happen? And I know that Liberty's got some guys that could go, right? Isaiah Lahofo, the running back, probably said that wrong. I apologize. 82 yards per game. Jaden Robertson, the wide receiver, he had a touchdown in the first meeting. They've got some guys. Liberty has got some guys, and Liberty also has something that no other team has when they play Gorman, right? They have confidence. They have confidence that they could beat Gorman because they've done it before. You see a lot of teams, they play Gorman, they kind of know what the end result's going to be. Well, Coronado 3 weeks ago, whenever they last played, scored 2 touchdowns, right? So could Tyree Smith, who is no slouch, right? He's got 21 touchdowns this year, just 5 interceptions, 1,900 passing yards, right? Jaden Roberson could go. He's got, 48 catches, 972 yards, 13 touchdowns. That's not too shabby. Andre Porter, 25 catches, 260 yards. It's not like Liberty is in any other state in America. Liberty's the state champion in like 42 of 50 states, maybe more. It just happens that every year they run into a buzzsaw. We know what the Liberty program could do year in and year out. A great team. Again, 37 playoff wins in the last 14 years. I think it's actually 38. 38 playoff wins in the last 14 years. They lost 9 times to Gorman in the playoffs. Once to Reed, once to McQueen, once to DeMonte Ranch. And they are a national brand. Morocco built this program to challenge Gorman. Gorman got a Nike deal. Liberty got an Adidas deal. Gorman went to Texas to play and win. Liberty went to Texas and played and won. Gorman went to Hawaii. Liberty went to Hawaii, right? They are doing everything, Gorman's nationally ranked. Liberty's been nationally ranked. Liberty is a darn fine high school football program, one of the fine 50 programs in the nation. They should have multiple state championship banners hanging on there, but every year they got to play Gorman in the playoff games. And this is how it should end. When realignment came, we knew that Gorman was going to play Liberty. It was just going through all the homecoming games, all the pageantry to get to the game at Allegiant Stadium. Gorman versus Liberty, big-time football, hard-hitting, going to be a great game. Again, Gorman is the favorite. Gorman should win, but never count out the heart of the Patriots. They're going to have a game plan. They're going to be well coached. They're going to be well organized. They're going to be feisty. They're going to be ready to go. Again, that game's on Tuesday, a week from today. I'm taping this on Tuesday the 14th. The game's on Tuesday the 21st. Allegiant Stadium. The nightcap, 7 p.m., Liberty Bishop Gorman. It's a rite of passage every fall here in Southern Nevada. Dropping down a league, the Faith Lutheran Bishop Manogue game. Listen, if you guys listened to the show last week, you know my feelings on Bishop Manogue. They're a top 5 team in the state, regardless of classification. They should be playing against the Gormans and the Liberties of the world. They've lost in the state game, I think, 3 times to Gorman over the years. And now they're playing, now with the entire North, they've dropped down to the Class 5A Division II. Of course, the big argument was the North shouldn't have to compete against a private school in Gorman. And, of course, we've got private school Faith Lutheran and private school Bishop Manogue playing for the championship. But the Reno people surely won't care because Reno's got a chance finally to get his state title. I'm telling you right now, as a reporter, you're not supposed to be rooting for a team. I am rooting for Faith Lutheran. I want the Las Vegas team to keep winning, and I hope they do. They will tell you, though, that Faith Lutheran on September 1st, so we're talking all of September, all of October, half of November, 10 weeks ago, give or take, lost to Reed 38-24. Now, Reed is not a power up there by any stretch of the imagination. Went 3-2 in league games, and they had a common opponent, of course. They played Bishop Manogue, right? Bishop Manogue beat Reed 45-0. So do the math there. Faith loses to Manogue. Faith loses to Reed, by double digits. And Manogue beats Reed by a running clock. So Faith Lutheran clearly the underdog, but as Coach Mike Sanford told me on Friday night, that they're a total different team from when they went up to Reed in September. They've won 8 of 9 games. They're running the football well. Breslin is hot. They've got a great kicker in Caden Chittington. Coach Jay Staggs has got that defense rolling, and they expect the game to be close. If you buy into the travel theory, which I have, right, teams from Vegas traveling to northern Nevada always struggle, right? We go back to Liberty for as good as they've been. They lost to McQueen. They lost to DeMonte Ranch. It's tough to go up there and travel. We see Mawapa Valley went up there last week, put up a hell of a fight against Truckee, lost at the buzzer. Traveling is tough, and it's a great equalizer. You even see it like in college sports, right? Teams on the road, it's tough to get 18 to 22-year-old kids to travel. Well, try getting 14-year-olds to 18-year-olds to travel. Manogue coming down to Vegas to play Faith. Faith has got an advantage. This is their backyard. I just don't know if they got enough horses to get through and to protect the state championship from going back to the Reno area. 2008, the McQueen Lancers beat Palo Verde 7-6 at UNR on a missed extra point. That was the last time a large school team in Reno, or whatever the largest classification Reno has to offer, beat a Vegas team for the state championship. So a lot's on the line. Faith Lutheran kind of defending the battles of defending Las Vegas. And so I guess we're rooting for the Crusaders. We said that we're, I said that I'm not supposed to be objective, but I love that coaching staff over there. It's been a real thrill to reconnect with Coach Sanford, who was a UNLV coach. You'd like to think they'd got a little advantage there. College coach coming in, right? Jay Staggs was a defensive coordinator at Adams State. A good. I love the Cohurst family. My guy Nolan is the kicking coach over there. They got the best kicker in Nevada. Hopefully the kid goes to UNLV. So all systems a go. Faith Lutheran Crusaders trying to get it done. They're fighting. They're battling. And they hope to defend the Las Vegas championship streak. Division III, Legacy Longhorns playing Galena at UNR. I joke earlier that it's a Division III stadium, but that's just me because I hate Reno. Everybody knows that. Shout out to Legacy. I've said for 2 years that Zach Monticelli, the coach over there, is a rising star. Kid's young. He's still in his 20s. I love the mentality of Legacy. I love what they do. They're undefeated in league games. They took care of Paolo rather convincingly, 34-18 on Friday night to win the region, punch their ticket to go to UNR. I don't love that they got to travel to go up there. It's a home game for Galena. Galena is, not a world beater by any means. 7-5 on the season. They've lost a league game. And to Douglas, and they got destroyed 51-21. But they've cruised. They've beaten the teams they should. Had a little bit of a fight against Worcester, and then last week rallied to beat Douglas 18-7 to punch their ticket to play Legacy 5:00 Saturday night at UNR. It's going to be this is to me the closest spread, if you will, or the closest contested game of the state championship games. Legacy with Craven running the ball, 490 yards, 8 touchdowns. They do a little bit of everything. Crawford at quarterback has passed for a respectable 1,900 yards this year, 16 touchdowns. He's had some interceptions. Just the junior. Legacy is going to get a chance to shine. I guarantee you they're going to have better athletes. We'll see how the travel plays. If this game was at Allegiant, Legacy would be a 3-touchdown favorite and would win convincingly. Travel is the great equalizer. Okay, moving on to the Class 4A Centennial Sunrise Mountain. Listen, shout out to Sunrise. They beat Canyon last week, a 6-0 game. Nasty leg injury by one of the Canyon Springs players there in the right before half. I hope prayers up to that kid. I hope he's doing okay. Legacy gets the Sunrise Mountain gets the win over Canyon Springs. Just a magical season for Sunrise Mountain. I've actually got a little bit of a story on the Miners that I'm going to publish on Monday. So, guys, make sure you pick up the Las Vegas Sun on Monday. Great story about the Miners, and they've got a tailback who's just killing them. Ashai Cunningham. He's averaging 141 yards per game this year on the ground. I love what Coach Sawyers is doing over there. I can't speak enough about the team, and I'll tell you right now, he made a comment to me on Friday night that I thought about all weekend, and it was really cool. He said, hey, we're going to take a bunch of kids from East Las Vegas, and we're going to go play in a game at Allegiant Stadium. And I start thinking, like, you guys know I'm from the east side. I love it over there. I live in Henderson now, but born and raised around the Mountain Vista, Flamingo area. And, I love Shap. I'm still involved over at Shap. And not only that, I love everybody on the east side. A lot of the kids that go to our church. And, you just want to see those kids have an opportunity to have success. And to hear Chris Sawyers talk about the boys in his program and how he loves it over there, it just, man, it gets the juices flowing. And to know that, kids that live on really North Nellis are going to get an opportunity to play in that $2 billion stadium. I know a lot of locals are like, oh my gosh, we gave the Raiders $750 million towards the $2 billion stadium through a tax increase. And that money could have went to the failing education system. And, a school like Sunrise Mountain, just think what they could have done with their share of the millions to be a better school. And I'm thinking, this experience for those 45 kids in the program to get to play at that stadium and to have the sense of community and brotherhood and what it is to be part of a team, that, man, is just powerful. And all glory to those kids. It's a great story. Realignment had been great for for that division because it gave schools like Western and Rancho and Valley and El Dorado and my Chaparral Cowboys and Sunrise Mountain, these schools that are, struggling financially, an opportunity to enjoy the same glory that like a Gorman or Liberty's got to enjoy for so long, right? The 4A didn't see, the zip code boundaries or anything. It was just mostly, kids that aren't as celebrated now getting their chance to run out onto Allegiant Stadium. And that's powerful. So all shout out to the Raiders for opening that beautiful facility for high schools. Mark Davis and his crew over there have had a great time getting to know Miles and strengthening my friendship with Jordan. And those guys are just, what they've done for prep football is unbelievable. And to know that these kids at Sunrise are going to get an opportunity to play at Allegiant Stadium, that's awesome. I hope that they let everybody who gets to the game from Sunrise go in for free, and I hope the NIAA doesn't charge. Centennial, heavy favorite. DJ Campbell, my guy over there, done a great job in his first year as the head coach of that program. They're the team to beat. Listen, when the brackets came out for realignment, when we finally got our hands on that finished product, and we said, wow, Centennial in 19, they played in the large school state championship game, beat Desert Pines in the semis, lost to Liberties in the finals, and here they are now in the 4A. They dropped down from not only the top league, they dropped down, all the way to the 4A, and you're like, wow, this is the team to beat, no questions about it. And, they've had a great year. They beat Palo Verde, a 5A school, 26-20, great game. Their only loss was to Snow Canyon in Utah, and then they've destroyed the teams they were supposed to destroy. Western, Bonanza, Rancho, Mojave, Cheyenne, Bonanza again. Two great games against Somerset Losey in the playoffs. A great game last week against Somerset Losey in the playoffs. Closely contested, and all power to Centennial. They are the team to beat. There's no question about it. Sunrise Mountain is the decided underdog, and we'll see how the cards play out. But Ty Hanley has had a great year at defense for Centennial, and you got to think the senior class, they didn't want to game the last 2 years. So to know that as freshmen, they couldn't play because of COVID, and then 2 years they had no wins, and now all of a sudden they're 10-1, rocking and rolling, getting an opportunity to play in the state championship. That is significantly important and very cool. And I'm really happy for Centennial, just like I am Sunrise Mountain. Going to be a great game, and looking forward to being there. That game is let me get the schedule. I want to make sure I get the right times here. I don't want to stray anybody astray, but the Centennial Canyon game is the third game of the day, 3:40. So Lake Mead Christian, 9 o'clock. Faith Lutheran Minogue, 12:20. Centennial Sunrise, 3:40. Gorman Liberty, 7 p.m. One more game we got to talk about is the Class 3A game, Slam Nevada against Truckee, a rematch of last year's state championship game where Truckee won rather convincingly. And, not sure how it's going to shake out this year, but I'll tell you this, Truckee got a 14-7 win at the buzzer against Mawapa last week. Back and forth playoff game the way it should be. And Truckee might not have as good as athletes as as Slam, but they've got the home advantage of being up in northern Nevada. Mawapa was up 7-0, didn't score the rest of the game. Truckee scored at the buzzer to win. And it was a game that didn't feature much offense. Truckee was limited to 85 yards on 36 carries. They threw the ball, though, for 191 yards, and they were able to get that touchdown to Luke Trotter the touchdown to win the game was a run by Birnbaum. Not that it matters. They get the win. Moapa Valley comes up just short. Moapa Valley has obviously had some problems over the years winning at Truckee, but Truckee against Slam. Listen, Slam has been, it's got one loss in 2 years in the 3A against Southern teams, and they got destroyed last year against Truckee. I think that Slam's a great program. I just don't see them beating Truckee up north. It's tough to win in Reno. So give Truckee the title. My picks, Gorman, Minogue, Legacy, Centennial, and Truckee. State champions to be crowned on Saturday, and then again a week from today on Tuesday. I'm taping this on Tuesday the 14th. It's been a great year. It's kind of worked out the way we thought it would. Gorman Liberty for the big title. Centennial in the Class 4A. We knew Moapa would be a Final Four team, even though they had some stumbles. We sensed Slam would be there too. Truckee's a dominant force in Northern Nevada. I had Palo over Legacy in the Division III, and Palo did not get over Legacy. Legacy beat them twice. And in the 5A Division II, we had Faith Lutheran in the top 10. We knew they would be a team, and they really took it to Green Valley last week in the regional final games. So again, wanted to thank everybody for listening. I think you guys know that my passion is prep football. I've been doing this since the 90s, and the fact that state games are contested at a NFL stadium, think about that. How cool is that? I mean, I've covered a few of these at, the Monte Ranch up in the cold press box there, with the Northern Nevada people yelling at the NIAA because, Gorman scored a touchdown. And, I've been a few at Sam Boyd Stadium. I think I remember doing one at Cimarron Memorial. So to get a state game at such a worthy venue, that's pretty cool. So thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. If I picked against you, it's not because I hate you. I only love Chaparral, the Chap Cowboys. And I hope everybody has a fun time at state. This is Prep Sports Now, a Las Vegas Sun podcast.